This page is the striking cover of Nintendo Power, featuring an epic clash between the legendary Pokemon, Lugia and Who, celebrating the upcoming Gold and Silver versions. The cover promises an exclusive look at 007 returns, likely hinting at coverage for a new James Bond game. Inside you'll find power previews for titles like Army Men, Sarge's Heroes 2, and Taz Express. The magazine also highlights articles on the critically acclaimed Perfect Dark and the classic RPG compilation Dragon Warrior In and 2, ensuring a diverse range of gaming content. This page is a Nintendo Power subscription advertisement, offering a special deal with a choice of free game guides or a t-shirt, highlighting coverage of games like Pokemon Stadium, Perfect Dark, and the Pokemon trading card game. This page features the table of contents, highlighting a massive new wave of Pokemon with the cover focus on Gold and Silver versions. You see the iconic legendary birds Who and Lugia, alongside the Johto starters Chikorita, Cyndaquil, and Totodile, plus some game screenshots showing battles and exploration. The intro text hypes up the new batch of creatures and perfecting your Pokemon prowess in Gold and Silver, guiding you to take on the first gym leader. The contents list covers game strategies for titles like Pokemon Gold and Silver, Gridiron Games 2001, and Dragon Warrior Is and 2, among others. Special features delve into games like The World Is Not Enough, Army Men, Sarge's Heroes 2, and The Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask. There's also a rundown of various departments covering player feedback, online news, tips, and other regular magazine sections. It's a packed issue with previews and strategies for some major releases. This page features Player's Pulse, the magazine's letters section, where readers connect with the editors and other fans. It's filled with diverse gaming topics, from debates on the correct pronunciation of SNES and the lineage of Bowser and Morton Koopa Jr., to inquiries about the elusive N64 disk drive and the origin of Waluigi's name. Readers share their experiences with game glitches, offer feedback on strategy guides, and even propose innovative ideas like customizable paint jobs for the Game Boy Advance. The section includes charming fan art submissions depicting characters such as Joanna Dark from Perfect Dark, creatures from Dragon Warrior monsters, Donkey Kong, and Yoshi, adding a personal touch to the community interaction. This page presents the power charts, showing the top games Nintendo fans are playing. In a stunning turn of events noted in the intro, GoldenEye 007 claims the #1 spot on the Nintendo 64 chart, with The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, and Excitebike 64 close behind. The Game Boy list sees Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow sitting at #1, joined by The Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening DX. Upcoming titles on the most wanted list include anticipated games like Dolphin, The Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask, and Pokemon Gold and Silver. The Player's Pulse letters section continues, featuring reader feedback, discussions on game specifics, and fan art like drawings of wrestling stars and Pokemon. The page also provides phone numbers and website details for subscriptions and game help. This page opens with September's Surfin' Safari, inviting readers to explore Nintendo's online world as school gets back in session. Quick Bites gives us a look at news covering Game Boy Advance and Project Dolphin, sites like Zelda.com, game reviews for Mia Hamm Soccer 64, strategy for Turok 3, and contests for games including Mario Tennis and Dragon Warrior. We get dedicated sections for MarioTennis.com, highlighting a tournament for the N64 game with cool prizes, and Waluigi.com, introducing the dastardly Waluigi and his peculiar website, complete with a biography and even a toenail clipping party. GameBoy.com is featured for its Little Mermaid pinball preview, and PerfectDark.com showcases Joanna Dark and her site's flash content and character guides, noting its mature rating. Finally, there's a comprehensive list of many Nintendo-related websites to visit online. This page confidently declares Pokemon Gold and Silver are a massive leap forward from the Red, Blue, and Yellow versions, dubbing them truly new games. The article introduces the expansive new Johto region, dozens of fresh Pokemon to discover, and game-changing features like a real-time clock and calendar that influence gameplay and Pokemon encounters. It highlights improved graphics, streamlined menus, and the distinct differences between the Gold and Silver versions, including unique Pokemon like Lugia and Who, encouraging trading to complete the experience. The page also introduces key characters like your mom, Professor Elm, and your rival, setting the stage for the adventure. It sets the North American release date for October 15th, promising an expanded and perfected Pokemon world. This page guides new trainers through the very beginning of their Pokemon Gold and Silver adventure. It details setting up the game, including the crucial real-time clock, your name, and rival's name, along with various game options like tech speed and battle style. You'll start in New Bark Town, your home base, before heading out onto Route 29 and reaching Cherry Grove City. Here, you'll heal your Pokemon, meet the tour guide for essential info, and face your first battle against your rival. The journey continues through routes 30 and 31 towards Mr. Pokemon's house, where you'll eventually receive your Pokedex and Pokeballs to start catching wild Pokemon. The page also breaks down the core Pokemon battle system, explaining HP, experience, and the menu options like Fight, Pack, and Run. Finally, it covers the arrival in Violet City, home of the first gym, emphasizing training and preparation before challenging the gym leader Faulkner to earn your first badge. Screenshots throughout illustrate key moments and game mechanics. This page helps you decide which starter Pokemon to choose in Gold and Silver. It covers Chikorita, the Grass type, Cyndaquil, the Fire type, and Totodile, the Water type. Learn about their key early moves like Razor Leaf, Ember, and Water Gun, and how they can help you tackle the first challenges in the game, such as the trainers in Sprout Tower and the Violet City Gym. The page also builds hype for the Gold and Silver release, detailing a pre-order Crydron bonus and an online contest, promising more strategic coverage in the future. There is a large public service message on the right side of the page. This page dives into The World Is Not Enough for the Nintendo 64. Developed by Euro.com, this first-person shooter brings James Bond back to the console, building on the success of GoldenEye 007. The game features objective-based missions that follow the movie's plot, with a dynamic system where objectives can change as you play. Enemies are placed randomly, and cinematic sequences are generated in real time, enhancing replayability. While lacking vehicles, Bond has varied movement options, including jumping and underwater swimming. The developers focused on recreating movie settings and characters, incorporating voice acting and detailed mission briefings to immerse players in Bond's latest adventure, promising a blend of action and stealth. This page delves deeper into the tools of the trade in The World Is Not Enough. It highlights Bond's versatile arsenal, explaining weapon features like alternate firing modes, and showcasing various firearms from small pistols like the Wolfram P2K to assault rifles, sniper rifles, and explosives like the AT-420 Sentinel and grenades. You'll be relying on enemy drops for new weapons frequently. The page then explores the crucial Q factor, detailing Bond's high-tech gadgets supplied by Q Division. Key items include the multifunctional watch with grapple, dart, laser, and stun capabilities, and various spy gear like X-ray glasses, a safecracker, and night vision glasses. It notes that while the Q-Boat and BMW are featured in cinematics, they aren't player-controlled vehicles. The content emphasizes the blend of classic Bond gadgetry with varied weapon combat. This page offers a detailed look at the initial missions in The World Is Not Enough, building on the previous discussion of weapons and gadgets. It serves as a walkthrough for the first mission, Courier, set in a Bilbao bank, outlining objectives for Agent, Secret Agent, and OO Agent difficulties like collecting equipment and money, obtaining a swipe card, destroying video backup, and minimizing civilian casualties, complete with a map layout. It also previews future levels, including the City of Walkways with its dockside action and platforming, the skiing combat of Cold Reception, pursuing bullion through Istanbul and Turncoat, the nighttime stealth and action of Midnight Departure, and the submarine infiltration of A Sinking Feeling. Brief mentions are made of giving mission briefings. This page shifts focus to the exciting multiplayer component of The World Is Not Only Enough, detailing the variety of action beyond the single-player missions. The game features numerous scenarios and distinct arenas designed for competitive fun. Featured maps include the elevated gondolas of Skyrail, the hidden tunnels of Frostbite's snowy landscape, the unique mid-air jet skirmish of Air Raid, and the multi-level sniping haven of Istanbul. Game types like Golden Gun and Capture the Briefcase are highlighted. A section previews further insights into the game leading up to its confirmed November release. The right side of the page is an advertisement for NFL QB Club 2001, showcasing the game's football action and highlighting new gameplay features like improved controls and tackling mechanics across supported platforms. This page breaks down the Gridiron action for 2001, pitting NFL Blitz, Madden NFL, and NFL Quarterback Club against each other. It dives into how each game looks, comparing their graphics and visual polish. The article also explores the various modes and features available, moving beyond basic exhibition and season play to highlight unique aspects like QBC's historical scenarios, Madden's collectible cards, and Blitz's party modes. You'll see screenshots showcasing the gameplay style and graphical fidelity of each title on the Nintendo 64 and the Game Boy Color. The consensus is that QBC excels visually, Madden offers deep simulation, and Blitz delivers fast-paced, arcade fun. This page delves deeper into the Gridiron Games 2001 comparison, focusing on features like statistical tracking, playbook depth, team/player creation, instant replays, special teams and camera options across NFL Quarterback Club, Madden NFL, and NFL Blitz. QBC excels in stat tracking and camera angles but lacks intuitive replays. Madden offers deep simulation, allowing detailed playbook and profile creation, and has a slick replay system. Blitz leans towards arcade fun with simpler stats, limited playbooks, no replays, and fixed camera views, though it simplifies kicking. A small section covers the Game Boy Color version of Blitz, highlighting its 2D graphics, limited views, and basic statistical breakdown. This page continues the comparison of Gridiron Games 2001, starting with quick snaps that highlight distinct features through screenshots and captions, such as custom stadiums and historic modes in Quarterback Club, John Madden's presence and play editors in Madden, and the arcade rules and on-fire players in Blitz. As Scouting the Field chart visually compares features like multiplayer modes, statistical depth, player creation, simulation options, and minigames across the three titles, clearly showing where each game focuses its strengths or lacks certain options. The page concludes with Powers Pigskin Picks, where reviewers Scott Pelland, Guy Batchy, and Jill Anderson offer their personal preferences, leaning towards Madden for its realistic simulation, or Blitzes for its fast-paced, exciting arcade action. The final post-game comments summarize that while Blitz is a fun departure, Madden still reigns supreme in depth and management, and QBC has made strides in gameplay and graphics. This page is a full-page advertisement for Aiden Chronicles, the first mage on the Nintendo 64, highlighting its fantasy RPG gameplay, story, and features with key art and in-game screenshots. This page dives into the world of Pokemon Puzzle League on the Nintendo 64, a brain-busting block-clearing game in the style of Tetris Attack. It features iconic characters like Ash, Pikachu, Bulbasaur, and Squirtle. The game offers a variety of puzzle modes for different challenges and moods, including the one-player stadium to battle computer opponents, the two-player stadium for head-to-head matches against a friend, Puzzle University for mastering advanced techniques like chains and combos, Marathon for an endless game, Spa Service where you face Team Rocket, and Time Zone for a quick high-score challenge. The page also highlights the Puzzle Village, the game's hub world, which includes areas like the Pokemon Center for settings, Professor Oak's lab for basic tutorials, and Mimic Mansion for learning advanced moves from Trace Meaty. It seems like a solid puzzle game, offering plenty of content. This page continues the deep dive into Pokemon Puzzle League, focusing on the crucial high-scoring techniques you'll need to master, especially for the tougher difficulties. It breaks down how to perform combos, which involve clearing 4 or more blocks simultaneously in various shapes like lines, crosses, or T-shapes. You'll see examples of 5 and 6 block combos. It then moves on to skilled chains, explaining how to strategically manipulate blocks so that clears trigger subsequent clears as blocks fall, creating powerful chain reactions. The page illustrates several chain techniques, including the chain gang and chain link, emphasizing forward planning. Finally, it covers stops, the game's mechanic, where successfully executing combos or chains pauses the upward movement of the blocks, giving you vital breathing room, particularly useful when facing tough opponents. Characters like Jolteon, Azumarill, and Ash demonstrate these skills alongside gameplay screenshots. This page continues the Pokemon Puzzle League coverage by explaining the critical role of garbage blocks. Opponents send these disruptive blocks your way by executing combos and chains, slowing you down. Conversely, you can attack opponents by performing your own combos and chains, sending them garbage. Combo garbage blocks are based on the number of the combo, while chain garbage blocks stretch across the entire row. The article shows how garbage is delivered and how it appears on your screen, noting that clearing blocks underneath is the way to break them down. It also touches upon the 3D puzzle mode, which adds a new dimension to the gameplay. The page then introduces Mr. Driller, describing it as an addictive, fast-paced puzzle game where you drill down through colored blocks. It's easy to learn but challenging to master, offering years of enjoyment. Screenshots show the game in action. This page dives into Army Men, Sarge's Heroes 2, challenging players with the question, are you plastic enough?
It positions the game as an action-packed adventure where players join Sarge's army, fighting against the evil Tan forces. The feature highlights unique environments and scenarios, such as battling in a frozen landscape in Freezer Burn, or taking on undead Tan zombies must melt. It emphasizes the intensity and humor of being a small plastic soldier in a giant world, describing the feeling of battle and the determination to become a plastic man. The message is clear: enlist, embrace the chows, and be born plastic, born proud.
This page introduces you to the threats and allies you'll encounter in Army Men. Sarge's Heroes 2. On the enemy side, you face the nefarious General Plastro and his forces, collectively known as the Tan Men. Watch out for his mechanical creations like the robots and dangerous operatives such as Bridget Blue and the deadly Stinger Scorpion. But you won't fight alone. Join Sarge's elite comrades in arms. You'll team up with familiar faces like Riff, Hover, Thick, and Scorch, as well as Colonel Grimm and his daughter Vicky, a fierce ally with a dead-eye aim. The game encourages teaming up with friends in multiplayer, highlighting the camaraderie and action. It's tough work being a plastic soldier, but it's the most rewarding job you'll ever love. This page features classified information, revealing secrets and cheats for several popular games. For StarCraft 64, you learn how to unlock the Mega Building, Special Delivery, and so special options, though using cheats means you can't progress levels. In Transformers Beast Wars Transmetals, secrets are provided to unlock hidden characters like Ravage, Tigatron, Starscream, and Black Arachnia, often by cycling through character colors. Resident Evil 2 offers numerous secrets, including how to view a secret film, unlock the randomizer mode, access the tough hunk and easy hunk scenarios, either by performance or codes, find the tofu scenarios, and even a fun visual effect of shooting the screen. Finally, for Bionic Commando Elite Forces, the Bionic Backup allows you to quickly return to the map screen for power-ups. It's a page packed with valuable intel for players looking to dig deeper into these classic titles. This page features classified secrets and tips across several games. For Pokemon Yellow, you can check on Pikachu's happiness while fishing, and a funny tip reveals Pikachu might wear a bucket on its head when you check its status. The Pokemon trading card game on Game Boy is presented as a helpful learning tool, even suggesting it allows digital doovers like cheats. Tips cover getting a rare Slowpoke card and recovering energy cards. Track and Field 2000 lets you earn metallic medals by using specific city names as athlete names, each yielding a different medal color, including a special silver for Soul. Excitebike 64 cheats include viewing developer photos, enabling a small head mode for riders, and unlocking a challenging Beat This mode. For Pokemon Red and Blue, there's a trick to boost a Pokemon's stats by running out of a move's PP and storing it on the PC. Finally, for Pokemon TCG GB, a strategy for the Challenge Cup involves saving and changing decks, and you can obtain a special Jigglypuff card. The page also includes contact information for submitting codes. This page features a preview of Taz Express for the N64, where the Tasmanian Devil is tasked with delivering packages despite the chows caused by classic Looney Tunes villains like Wile E. Coyote and Marvin the Martian. The preview, titled Crate Expectations, highlights the game's focus on action, humor, and platforming challenges, noting that the journey itself is more important than perfect delivery. Screenshots show Taz navigating various environments. The other half of the page is an advertisement for Electronics Boutique, promoting their guarantee to reserve your copy of games with a $5 down payment. It also highlights new Game Boy Color releases including Pokemon Gold/Silver, Wario Land 3, Warlocked, Donkey Kong Country, and Perfect Dark, alongside information on how to shop and EB services like pre-purchasing and trade-ins. This page dives into the futuristic street racing of San Francisco Rush 2049 for the N64. It highlights the core gameplay loop, where players earn money by finding hidden gold and silver coins scattered across the tracks. This cash is then used in the showroom to upgrade and customize vehicles. The article details the various car components that can be tweaked, such as transmission types, engines, frames affecting handling and jumps, retractable wings for airborne control, and cosmetic options like color and rims. Mileage Driven unlocks new parts, emphasizing the need to race to progress. The page also offers a tip for new players, recommending practice mode to learn the tracks and find shortcuts, as the game features fast-paced, high-flying action. This page delves deeper into San Francisco Rush 2049, focusing on the core circuit mode,
where you race against 5 opponents. It provides essential tips for mastering the game's unique physics and finding hidden advantages. You learn how to quickly recover from the game's wild crashes by hitting the carrot button to reset your car. The guide explains controlled skids by tapping the brakes and how to utilize the car's wings for airborne control, especially on big jumps like the one on track 4. A significant section covers finding shortcuts, noting that CPU racers use them, and highlighting areas like easy green boost strips, switch-activated entrances, and back-alley routes accessed via sidewalks. The page also warns about hazards like trains, and suggests strategic moves, like using rival cars to help you navigate turns or cause them to crash. This page dives into the chaotic battle mode of San Francisco Rush 2049, moving away from the racing focus of circuit mode. It explains how this mode emphasizes combat, incorporating death-defying jumps and powerful weapons. You'll find details on the different arena-style tracks available, tips for customizing your car for battle, and the scoring rules, which can include negative points for flipping over. The guide also covers the 2-2 team strategy and provides an overview of the diverse arsenal of weapons and power-ups, such as the machine gun, rockets, grenade launcher, mines, and the defensive vanishing act and unstoppable abilities, each offering distinct tactical advantages. This page shifts focus to other modes in San Francisco Rush 2049. Stunt mode is highlighted as the ultimate objective for aerial acrobatics, emphasizing points earned through flying high and performing spins. One-upsmanship offers a head-to-head timed competition, focusing on spectacular stunts. Sections like Stick the Landings and A Few Good Flips showcase the importance of airtime, rotations, and landing cleanly for high scores, explaining how speed pads and ramp angles are crucial. Finally, Rushing Roulette is revealed as a challenging, unlockable mode filled with obstacles. The bottom of the page features advertisements for 3 new games: Sarge's Heroes 2, World War, Land, Sea, Air, and Air Attack 2, all coming soon. This page offers an exclusive look behind the scenes of The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask localization, following the work of Jason Lee Young as he translates and adapts the massive script for American audiences. The article details the demanding process, including collaborating with developers in Japan, and highlights the game's unique core mechanic. Link must repeatedly relive the same 3 days to prevent the moon from destroying Termina. The text explains how players must manage time, solve puzzles, and help various characters within this repeating cycle. Screenshots showcase different areas and moments in the game, while photos feature the localization team and original script supervisor, providing insight into the dedication required to bring this epic adventure to life. This page continues the fascinating look into the localization of The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask, presenting more diary entries from the localization process. It details the meticulous work of ensuring the translated script remains true to the original, while adapting cultural nuances and humor for Western audiences, highlighting the collaborative effort with Japanese developers like Eiji Aonuma and Takashi Tezuka. The entries cover everything from checking for translation errors and incorporating feedback from testers and Japanese players, to the arrival of European localization teams and reflections on how everyday Japanese culture influenced the game's design. Screenshots showcase moments like battling the massive GOT boss and character interactions, while photos offer glimpses of the development team and cultural sites that resonate with the game's themes. The author concludes his work in Japan, reflecting on the source of inspiration found in daily life. This page dives into the world of Polaris Snowcross for the N64, highlighting it as the first snowmobile racer for the console. It introduces the game modes: single event for quick races, instant action for random challenges, and tournament mode to unlock new content and snowmobiles. A cool feature is earning wrenches to upgrade your sled's performance. The article compares the gameplay to a land-bound wave race, noting the ability to perform mid-air tricks. It then provides detailed tips and screenshots for navigating the challenging Geyser Canyon track, specifically outlining 4 key shortcut locations and how to find them, complete with a map key for guidance. This guide focuses on mastering the cross-country tracks over the straightforward snowcross events. This page continues the guide for Polaris Snowcross, moving into the semi-pro and pro classes, with detailed breakdowns of the Frozen Falls and MT Revelstoke tracks. Frozen Falls is presented as a speed-focused track with icy sections, best tackled with a fast sled but requiring careful control. Mount Revelstoke is the opposite,
prioritizing maneuverability on its challenging course, with a caution that many barriers are solid and not shortcuts. For both tracks, the guide provides maps and expert tips on finding and using multiple shortcuts. Frozen Falls features 3 main shortcut opportunities involving the frozen river and a tunnel, offering alternative ways to rejoin the track. Mount Revelstoke reveals 5 clever shortcuts, including lines across low ledges, hidden tunnels, and routes through structures, vital for shaving off precious seconds and getting ahead in the pro circuit.
This page continues the Polaris Snowcross guide with the final ProClass track, Rattlesnake Ridge.
It's presented as a tough but exciting track full of crucial shortcuts.
Winning the ProClass unlocks a special event and the SnowRaiser concept sled. The page includes a track map and detailed breakdowns of specific sections like the starting options, a turn with multiple jumps, a tunnel route, and shortcuts involving a ridge and railroad cars. A small commentary box gives Snowjob a positive review for its thrills, but notes a desire for more courses, acknowledging complexity and multiplayer ad replay value. The right side features an advertisement for San Francisco Rush 2049, highlighting its stunt, battle, and race modes, available September 2000 for N64, GBC, and Dreamcast. This page delves into the classic world of Dragon Warrior in and 2 for the Game Boy Color. It welcomes players to the realm, highlighting that these are updated versions of the original NES role-playing epics, with enhanced graphics but the same core gameplay. The focus is on Dragon Warrior in, introducing you to the medieval world ravaged by the Draco Lord. It provides essential early game tips starting with Tantlegale Castle, where the king gives you a starter kit, and the importance of talking to townsfolk and exploring for hidden items. Moving to the nearby town, it covers places like the House of Deals, for items like the dragon scale, herb, and torch, the convenience of the inn for healing and storage, and the weapons and armor shop. Key equipment like the bamboo stick, club, copper sword, leather armor, and leather shield are shown with their basic attack and defense stats, guiding you on early purchases to prepare for your quest. This page continues the guide for Dragon Warrior in and 2, focusing on progressing beyond the immediate vicinity of Tantlegale Castle. It offers valuable strategies like the hit points and run tactic, emphasizing early grinding near town to save progress and earn gold and experience before venturing further. The guide details the significance of Loto's Cave, the first dungeon, and how Loto's tomb provides crucial clues. It also highlights the importance of the Radiant Spell or torches for navigating dark areas, as seen in the Loto's Cave basement maps. The guide breaks down the character's progression, explaining how gaining levels improves attributes and unlocks new spells. While it shows the experience needed and spells learned, the focus is on the types of spells gained, such as Heal, Fireball, Sleep, Radiant, and later, Healmore and Firebane, showing a clear power progression. It also introduces towns like Gridiron, describing it as a step up from Tantlegale, with better weapons and armor, marking the Enter the Iron Age, with items like the Iron Axe and Iron Shield. The guide warns about heading east, introducing progressively tougher eastern enemies like Magdraki, Magician, Skeleton, and Scorpion,
advising players to be prepared before tackling areas like the Marshy Cave. Rare items like stat-boosting seeds, STR Def AGL, and the Life Acorn are also mentioned as valuable finds. This page continues the Dragon Warrior is and 2 guide, moving into more challenging areas. It details the Rocky Cave to the west, a confusing dungeon ripe for treasure hunters, and introduces unique underground foes. Next, the guide covers the town of Cole in the northeast, a place offering better gear like iron and steel armor, plus clues from its residents. Venturing southeast leads to the Marshy Cave and the dangerous monsters of the heavyweight class near Rimuldar, including the profitable Goldman. The guide recommends reaching level 13 for the return spell before tackling this region. The safe town of Rimuldar holds secrets and points the way forward. Pirates. You learn about the critical rainbow connection clue to Dracolord's lair, and find a shop selling keys, essential for unlocking doors encountered earlier. Learning about the Pixie Flute is also key, obtained by helping a couple and digging in coal. Powerful new items like the HP regenerating magic armor and the steel sword are also highlighted as vital upgrades. Finally, the guide teases the Princess in Distress storyline found within the Marshy Cave's maze, leading to a confrontation with a dragon and the valuable Laura Loof item upon rescue.
This page continues the Dragon Warrior in and 2 guide, moving to later game objectives. It covers exploring Tantagel Castle for treasure, and the intricate Garen's tomb, where keys found earlier are essential to navigate the mazes and recover Garen's harp. The guide introduces the tomb's tougher monsters, like Dead Knights and droll magi. Next, the journey leads to Mercado, where the pixie flute acquired in coal is used on a rock golem guarding the entrance. Mercado boasts better gear like the powerful flame sword and silver shield, and you learn about the Loteto Seal's location. Domdora is highlighted as the place to find the valuable Loto armor. Crucially, the guide details how to collect the artifacts needed to build the Rainbow Drop, the Sunstone, Rain Staff from a northern cave, and Loto's Seal to reach Dracolord's lair, fulfilling the Rainbow Connection clue. Finally, it warns about the challenging southwest region, with dangerous monsters like Medley, before outlining the ultimate goals: finding Loto's sword and confronting Dracolord. This page continues coverage of Pokémon Gold and Silver, giving players more details before its October launch. It introduces the exciting time capsule feature, allowing trades with the original red, blue, and yellow games within certain rules. You'll also see how the new time adjustment feature works, which affects in-game events tied to specific days. Plus, there's confirmation that Gold and Silver won't be compatible with the current Pokémon Stadium. The page also previews 3 new Pokémon: Gligar, Hoppip, and Sizer. In the PokéChat Q&A, common questions are answered, like how to use the item finder, trading Pokémon cards, how Pokémon learn/forget moves, and the persistent question about catching Mew. Finally, a gallery section showcases some fan artwork. This page dives deeper into the world of Pokémon with the Ask the Professor section. It tackles common questions like which Pokémon are best against Mew and Mewtwo, suggesting various types and strategies, and shows screenshots of battles. You'll also find out how to locate the secret Mewtwo sign in Pokémon Snap and learn about the various Pokémon appearances and attacks in Super Smash Bros. The Coliseum section highlights a fan-submitted team lineup for the Pokémon Stadium Cups, detailing their chosen Pokémon like Raichu, Aerodactyl, Vaporeon, Alakazam, Magmar, and Gengar, along with their strategic move choices. Finally, there's a gallery showcasing various pieces of fan artwork. This page continues the focus on fan involvement, showcasing creative Pokémon artwork and crafts submitted by readers in the Hot Off the Press section. You see examples like a Jigglypuff sculpture made from snow, a clubhouse decorated with painted Pokémon characters including a Diglett door and Game Boy window, and a unique coughing cake. This highlights the community's passion extending beyond just playing the games. The right side of the page is dedicated to the Nintendo 64 title, Looney Tunes Duck Dodgers, starring Daffy Duck. The game features Duck Dodgers, aided by Porky Pig, battling against Marvin the Martian and his army across various planets in a race to collect energy atoms and save Earth. This page presents the Counselor Corner, a question and answer section offering expert advice for challenging game scenarios. It features tips for StarCraft 64 and Perfect Dark. For StarCraft 64, strategies are provided for surviving a Zerg onslaught on the Desperate Alliance mission and finding the safest route to the NORAD 2 vessel, detailing defensive tactics and unit deployment, illustrated with overhead screenshots. The Perfect Dark section tackles multiple missions, guiding players on creating a vehicular diversion in Chicago, locating conspirators in the JIG-5 building by navigating vents and using the CamSpy, and shutting down the air intercept radar in Area 51, including instructions on using items and overcoming obstacles like laser grids, accompanied by first-person screenshots. This page continues the helpful advice format, tackling questions for several different games. For Donkey Kong 64, it explains the value of collecting blueprint pieces, detailing how they extend time in the final boss level and unlock minigames. It also provides walkthroughs for lighting the lighthouse in Gloomy Galleon and activating the machine in Fungi Forest, using specific switches and lever sequences. For the real-time strategy game Warlocked, strategies are offered for navigating the sleepwalking level stealthily and defeating the human forces in the Hidden Temple by building troops and utilizing a dragon. Finally, a Fast Facts queue and a section provides quick tips for Harvest Moon 64, Crystallis on Game Boy, and Hydro Thunder, covering common questions about gameplay mechanics and progression. This page focuses on the Nintendo 64 game Perfect Dark, featuring Secret Agent Joanna Dark. It serves as a training guide from the Carrington Institute, teaching players essential skills. Sections cover basic training, combat, stealth techniques, approaching enemies unseen, search and rescue, finding hostages, the final test, a culmination of skills, advanced training, disarming bombs, and the target range, improving aiming. Each section includes small screenshots illustrating the concepts. There's also a note about the Game Boy Color version, highlighting its different gameplay elements like racing and flying. The page provides practical tips for mastering Joanna's abilities and succeeding in her dangerous missions against soldiers, aliens, and cyborgs. It emphasizes stealth and careful play over running and guns blazing.
This page dives into the South American jungle mission in Perfect Dark. It sets the scene in a humid rainforest filled with creepy insects and guards. Your main objectives are clear: destroy the cyborg factory and defeat Mink Hunter. The guide provides essential tactical advice for navigating the treacherous environment. You'll learn strategies for taking down a 20-ton Hind helicopter, mastering sniper sections, surviving a river crossing, and even driving effectively. Inside the barracks, there's a potent shotgun waiting for you, ideal for close-quarters combat. The guide also details how to tackle the cyborg factory, including placing Sec 4 and dealing with robotic threats, before culminating with tips for the final showdown against Mink Hunter over a lava pit. It's a comprehensive breakdown to get you through the jungle.
This page covers the data dine level in Perfect Dark. Your primary goals are to download crash site data and locate the crash site itself within the sprawling, heavily guarded headquarters. The guide emphasizes patience and stealth, highlighting the need to find 2 keycards often carelessly left on lab tables. It details locations for key items like the laptop computer, necessary for data download, and the potent, but ammo-limited, disruptor gun. You'll also learn how to shut down the power for tactical advantage. The level concludes outside the building at the crash site, where you must confront waves of guards before Agent Dark's eventual surrender. This page dives into more Perfect Dark levels and multiplayer modes. It guides you through the Pelagic Eye level, where you must sink a ship and escape via helicopter, detailing steps like finding weapons and battling the boss Octopus Prime. It then covers the Invasion level, focusing on disarming bombs and clearing out guards within a time limit, and the Final Fight boss battle. The page also highlights the game's robust multiplayer options, describing modes like Flag Run, Counterforce, First to Kill, and Timed Game, showcasing various map screenshots for each. Finally, the Dark Matter section offers commentary on Perfect Dark as a prequel, praising its adaptation from first person and its solid action and multiplayer gameplay. This page dives into some intense gaming challenges. Kicking things off with the arena, you're tasked with achieving high scores in Kirby 64's Bumper Crop Bump, setting fast times in Indy, Racing 2000, and racking up points in Tubin for the Game Boy Color. Then there are the twisted challenges, tricky brain teasers for true experts, asking about finishing Zelda, Ocarina of Time's Shadow Temple without the lens of truth, and defeating Pokemon Stadium's Elite Four using only one Pokemon type. The main event is the Mario Tennis Challenge, a special Nintendo Power Cup where you play as Donkey Kong Jr., volleying with Bowser to hit the ball through rings for a high score. You send in a photo of your game's result code to compete for awesome tennis prizes. The page also showcases the top performers on the scoreboard for challenges from previous volumes, featuring games like Star Wars, Episode 1, Racer, and Super Smash Bros. Finally, there are answers to challenges from Volume 135. This page is all about a Pokemon contest where players can win big. Nintendo Power is giving away 50 grand prizes, which include an exclusive, limited edition Pokemon Gold and Silver Game Boy Color system that changes color, plus a copy of either Pokemon Gold or Silver. These are the latest adventures in the Pokemon world at the time, featuring the Johto region and new Pokemon. 52nd place winners will receive a stylish Nintendo Power t-shirt. It's a player's poll contest, so your vote counts, and sending in your entry is how you participate and get a chance to win. The page shows the special Game Boy Color, the box art for Pokemon Gold and Silver, and the prize shirt. This page delves into the world of Game Boy Color games, with a focus on Disney's The Little Mermaid 2, Pinball Frenzy. The article humorously touches on the lack of a dedicated Game Boy Color day before praising this new title. The main pinball game is highlighted for its smooth scrolling and camera that follows the ball closely, though the reviewer notes a couple of flaws. There are tips for playing the main table, including strategies for jackpots, play ball, and skill shots. Ramp roaming. A significant part is dedicated to the many mini section, which are character-themed pinball variations like Ariel, Ursula, Sebastian, and King Triton. These minigames offer varied objectives, adding considerable depth and replayability to the package. Overall, the page presents the game positively, emphasizing the fun and diverse minigames.
This page dives into a varied selection of Game Boy Color titles, moving beyond the usual genres. Microsoft's The Best of Entertainment Pack brings 7 classic PC puzzle and card games to the handheld, including fan favorites like Free Cell, Ski Free, and Minesweeper, promising significant replayability and mental challenges. For high-speed thrills, Sea-Doo Hydrocross 2 offers jet ski racing across diverse locations from Venice canals to Loch Ness, focusing on finding the optimal path through each challenging course, with tactical tips included. Rounding out the selection is AMF Stream Bowling, a detailed bowling simulation where you can customize your player and ball, compete in various modes, and utilize tips to perfect your strikes and spares. This page showcases a trio of distinct Game Boy Color titles. First up is the classic puzzle game Q*bert, which is back! The core gameplay involves hopping between blocks to change their color, while dodging enemies like snakes and balls. You can tackle this challenge in both arcade and adventure modes, and even play as Q*bert's pal, Q*dina. The page gives tips on strategy, like leaving escape routes and using the flying pads. Next, we dive into Tweety Bird, high-flying adventure. Granny needs you to collect paw prints from cats across 80 levels. You'll pick up various tools like spatulas and oil slicks to deal with feline foes, and even Taz. Keep an eye out for hearts for extra life, and utilize tunnels for shortcuts. Handy tips cover weapon strategy and saving your game progress. Finally, Hit the Pavement and Skateboarding featuring Andy McDonald. Grind through over 20 courses worldwide, master tricks and combos to earn points, and practice in free skate mode without the pressure of a timer. The game offers tips on collecting items and racking up high scores with stylish moves. This page delves into a selection of diverse Game Boy Color experiences. First up is Cyber Tiger, a golf game featuring Tiger Woods. Beyond standard golf modes, it offers arcade elements like mulligans and power-ups, letting you play as characters like Kid Tiger with perfect stats, or others with specific strengths. The page covers basic tips, from lining up shots to putting. Next is Arthur's Absolutely Fun Day, where you join Arthur in an amusement park, playing various minigames like stacking books and air hockey to collect stars needed to enter Wonderland. Finally, Barbie Fashion Pack games let you dive into the world of fashion through themed minigames, such as creating bead necklaces or matching skirt patterns to unlock new clothes and accessories for Barbie and her friends. This page reviews 3 exciting games for the Nintendo 64. First up is Pokémon Puzzle League, a fun puzzle game that brings the anime style to the N64, offering solid gameplay and accessibility for Pokémon fans and puzzle enthusiasts alike. Then there's Madden NFL 2001, which delivers enhanced graphics and a more realistic take on football, building on the series' strengths with smooth controls and added features like trading cards. Finally, Turok 3. Shadow of Oblivion steps up the action with impressive graphics, intense combat, multiple characters, and various multiplayer modes, providing a dark and engaging adventure praised by reviewers for its atmosphere and replayability. This page features reviews for 4 diverse titles. NFL Blitz 2001 brings intense arcade football action to the N64 with exaggerated graphics and fast-paced gameplay, highlighted by bone-crunching tackles and minigames. Polaris Snowcross offers snowmobile racing with scenic visuals and various tracks and tricks, though the control is noted as sometimes inconsistent. San Francisco Rush 2049 delivers futuristic arcade racing through a Blade Runner-inspired city, with a focus on stunts and chaotic speed. Finally, Dragon Warrior Id and 2 compiles the classic NES RPGs for Game Boy Color, offering a faithful port of the turn-based combat, exploration, and deep progression system praised for its enduring appeal. This page focuses on Game Boy Color reviews, leading with Perfect Dark. The GBC version is presented as a surprisingly deep, portable spy adventure that stands on its own, praised for its detailed graphics and various connectivity features like the N64 Transfer Pack. Also reviewed is Disney's The Little Mermaid 2, Pinball Frenzy, bringing underwater pinball action with various boards and minigames true to the movie's style. A section highlighting several other GBC games like Tweety's High-Flying Adventure, San Francisco Rush 2049, MTV Sports Skateboarding, Sea-Doo Hydrocross, and Barbie Fashion Pack games provides quick insights into more recent releases. The page concludes by explaining the magazine's review philosophy, weighting categories like game design and satisfaction highly, and detailing the standard ESRB age rating system. This page leads with a feature on Rare's take on kart racing with Mickey's Speedway USA. It highlights Mickey Mouse and Friends racing in a 3D environment,
comparing it directly to Mario Kart, but noting its unique Disney charm and character banter. The article discusses item usage and track variety across different ENS locations, concluding that it's a solid and accessible racing experience. The page also previews the Space World game lineup, where Nintendo revealed upcoming titles. Screenshots showcase a diverse range including Mario Kart Advance, the tactical RPG Napoleon, the highly anticipated Golden Sun, the action title Sin and Punishment, the party fun of Mario Party 3, and the life simulation of Animal Forest. Also featured are visuals for Sea-Doo Hydrocross and Walt Disney's Alice in Wonderland, demonstrating the breadth of upcoming games across Game Boy Advance, N64, and Game Boy Color platforms. This page dives into hands-on previews of upcoming games. First up is Kirby's Tilt and Tumble for Game Boy Color, introducing a revolutionary tilt-based control scheme where you physically move your Game Boy to roll Kirby through levels filled with obstacles and enemies, a fresh and fun take on the series. Next, Batman Beyond. The return of the Joker on N64 brings Terry McGinnis's futuristic Batman to 3D fighting action. The preview highlights the plot where Terry takes on the Joker, and mentions the ability to play as different versions of Batman characters, recreating the animated show's style. Splashing onto the scene is Sea-Doo Hydrocross, aiming to follow in Wave Race 64's wake. While still in development, the preview discusses its various modes and exotic locales like Loch Ness and the Louisiana Bayou, promising intense jet ski racing with multiple watercraft options. Finally, Walt Disney's Alice in Wonderland for Game Boy Color offers platforming and puzzle challenges based on the classic movie. Featuring charming, true-to-Disney pixel art, the game is described as a faithful adaptation bringing Wonderland to the handheld. This page gives us a peek at upcoming releases and game news. Nintendo's schedule sees Banjo-Tooie and Donkey Kong Country (GBC) arriving in November, while Zelda
Majora's Mask is moving up.
We also get details on Frogger 2's expanded gameplay and ED Games' strong lineup for Game Boy Color, including the racing action of Road Rash and the platforming/RPG hybrid Merlin and Dinosaurs R.U.S. The Coming Soon section highlights even more Game Boy Color titles like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and Dragon's Lair, plus Pac-Man Maze Madness for N64. Finally, a brief release forecast lists upcoming games for fall 2000 and beyond across Nintendo 64 and Game Boy Color. This page previews the next issue, set for October 2000. Headlining the issue is The Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask on 64, focusing on Link's mask abilities. We'll also get a look at Rare's Disney Racer, Mickey's Speedway USA, and dive into the dinosaur hunting action of Acclaim's Turok 3. Shadow of Oblivion. Pokemon fans can look forward to continued coverage of Gold and Silver versions, including tips and strategies. The page also features a massive list of N64 and Game Boy Color games. On the right, there's an advertisement for the Nintendo Authorized Repair Center, using humorous imagery of a broken Game Boy to highlight that some players need technical help. They offer service options for repairing broken systems, including standard drop-off/shipment and an express program. Prices for repairing or replacing hardware like the N64, SNES, and Game Boy are also listed.
This page features a section highlighting available back issues of Nintendo Power, detailing the games covered in each. A large portion is dedicated to the upcoming Pokemon Gold and Silver versions for Game Boy Color, showing off the iconic legendary Pokemon Lugia and Who. It promotes the official player's guide for these games, detailing that it offers comprehensive coverage, a full walkthrough, tips, and detailed maps, available starting October 15th. Also featured is an advertisement for Polaris Snowcross, marketing itself as the first snowmobiling game for the Nintendo 64, highlighting licensed sleds, tracks, multiplayer modes, and rumble compatibility.